The Herculaneum Blackcats finished 5-6 last season, but finished on a high note. After only winning one of their first 6 games, the Blackcats went on a 4-game winning streak to close out the regular season. However, Herky drew the short end of the stick in the playoffs, facing the eventual Class 3 state champion St. Mary's in the first round of districts. For this year, head coach Blane says they are ahead of where they were last year.
We're ahead of last year, and that's kind of the goal right now. So, I'd have to say, we got our offense already installed from last year. So, I mean, it's just kind of fine-tuning at this point. And the same thing with the defense. So, at this point, it's right where we want to be.
Boss says that during that 4-game winning streak to end the season, his players started to grow more confident.
You don't win a lot of games for a long time. I mean, kids just kind of expect to lose almost. So, it's one of those things you have to break that habit, get kids to believe in themselves and the team and the program. And I think they started to do that, We also played some pretty tough teams at the start of our schedule last year. So, I think we played the better half of our schedule. And the easier half was towards the end. So, I'm not going to beat around the bush with that. I mean, that's just how it was. And, with this year, I think if we want to make that next step, we have to kind of compete a little better with the teams at the front of our schedule as opposed to last year. So that's kind of our goal for this year, and we're going to see what we can do with that.
Jackson Deering returns at QB for the Blackcats. In his junior campaign, he threw for 685 yards and 7 touchdowns. This year, he's looking to boost some of those numbers, and he's confident in the guys he has around him.
The O-line, they've been working hard since the first day. Skill players, we've all came back this year. We're missing one person. From last year to this year, I hurt my knee last year, and I've been trying to get it better, and it's about 110% now. And I'm ready to lead this team and win some games this year.
Willette Jarvis was one of the leading tacklers for Herculaneum last year with 62 total tackles and 4 sacks. He says this team feels very tight-knit.
I think we're good everywhere, honestly. We got a lot of returners, and I think we can make some noise in the conference this year. Well, we always hang out with one another, and we're always in the weight room together, getting better. Coach Boss always pushes us every day in the weight room to do our best.
Who do you think really throws up the most weight in the weight room? Who's really been killing?
Easily. I mean, that dude will put 5 plates on it for squat and get it easily with no problem.
Lineman James Moyasser steps into a bigger role on the offensive and defensive line this year for the Blackcats. He says him and his guys are ready to battle in the trenches.
Ahead of the season, we're feeling pretty good. Coach Lowick's a really good coach. Like to teach the ins and outs of everything, get us make sure we have everything really down to detail, and just overall going into the season we're really confident and feel like we're going to do really good this season.
Coach Boss says that speed is the key for Herky defensively this year.
We're just playing fast. I mean, that's kind of the goal. We play a lot of spread teams, and spread teams want to get you in space and use their athletes against you. And I think we have some good athletes that can play fast, play hard, and these guys have been in the system now. Like I said, most of them for a year on defense. So it should be they understand what they're doing now. Now we can play a little bit faster. So I'm excited about that. I think we got most of our guys back on defense. I know losing DJ Johnson, that's going to be a big loss. He was a heck of a player for us, so he'll be tough to replace. But that's just looking to some senior guys that can step up and replace that spot. And I think we got a couple guys that can do it. But no, it's a close-knit group. I think they trust each other. They fly around and have fun. And if we can stay healthy, I think we could be pretty darn good on that side of the football.
Herculaneum begins the season at home against Windsor, then will be at Fredericktown, home against Jefferson, at St. Vincent, then at St. Pius. They'll be at home versus Grandview and Bayless. Then will be at Perryville and ends the regular season at home against Crystal City. You can hear their Week 2 game against Fredericktown and Week 9 game against Crystal City on AM 1400 KJEF. For Regional Radio Sports, I'm Garrett Davenport.